Hey, everybody, can you hear me? Yep. I need your chair. Can you hear me, Shona? Okay.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Hi. Hey, everybody. It's so good to see everybody. Hang on a second. I'm going to wipe my camera because I feel like there's a filter on and there's not.
Yeah, we did the same thing. Hello.
All right, Gregg is grabbing his chair.
Yay.
How
Hey, hey,
y'all doing?
everyone.
Doing great, everybody. Do you want to shut the door? Hang on, I'm going to get the dog out.
That's what we had to do.
Oh my gosh.
So,
The other day we did a Zoom and I don't know, they were going crazy out there. So,
oh yeah.
all right.
That's your boxer.
That is our boxers. Actually, you know what, Valerie? I forgot to write down the questions. Hang
Well,
on.
we got them for you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, Gregg's been on the phone, so haven't
Hey,
been able
Greg.
to do
What's
it.
happening, guys?
Not much.
Ugh.
Just hitting the road,
Yeah. Our house is under construction.
So, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
saw the pictures. Yeah,
Yeah. It's a mess.
crazy.
So we're in the bedroom now.
All right, so we ready to go?
Yeah, we are
Hey,
ready. It is being recorded. So afterwards, it just takes me a few minutes. That's the stuff from the other night, honey, in case you had to download it, get it on YouTube, and get a link. So just wait a little bit, and I'll send it out to you, Valerie, and then everybody can reach out to Valerie to get it. So we're glad everybody's here. Sometimes it's just easier to do a Zoom because if you have questions and all that kind of stuff, and definitely regarding the new stuff that had happened. You want to say anything, honey, or
No, I think if you guys value, you want to shoot me some questions or
however
Okay.
you want to do
however
this,
you want to do
Valerie?
it, it's fine with me.
All right. Yeah, we're asking y'all some questions.
We're gonna tag team this.
We're
So,
tag team, all right? We're asking some questions,
okay.
and then I'm gonna do a giveaway. So yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So first question is, what is the importance of going to the conference?
You want to start with it?
Gosh, guys, what do they say? Stay close to the fire. And I think there's so many people on here that can attest to, you just feel like, first of all, you see who we are. And Shona, you could talk about this, I think, as well, and Julie, and you see who we are. You see the whites of our eyes. You can see what we're all about in person. That sometimes just does not necessarily translate
Right.
on computers and TVs, and it's just exciting. It's just wonderful to be around people that are like-minded, and I feel like you get so inspired, when you go to the conferences.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I love going to the conference just because, like you said, it's hands-on. You actually can hug the individuals that you haven't seen in a while, and you build that community stronger and better. It just and you learn so much from everybody. So.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, the camaraderie of you're committing to your business. I mean, it's nothing like corporate America. If they tell you got to be in Dallas for a convention because it's your company convention, you go there. Usually you go kicking and screaming because you don't want to be there because you got to go with all the other employees of the company. Here it's totally different. I think every event I've been to over 30 years, um, you have a blast with the people and you always pick up a nugget. There's always something that you'll pick up. You could be there for 2 days and pick up one nugget that might just change your business. And forget about the new swag that comes out and if there's new products they're bringing out, a company's bringing out. That's all great, but I think it's listening to the diamonds, the golds, the bronzes, their journey to where they got in that past year. So, in the year of 2025, we've had a lot of rank advancements. So to hear their story, you might have heard it on Diamond Mine, you might have heard it on the way, but to hear it at the conference and be able to look them in the eye and say, I want to lock arms with you guys because you got that aura that makes me want to just be around you guys. And that's how we feel with everybody that we meet as we go along the way. I got to tell you, there's very few LifeWise people that I can honestly say that I wouldn't want to go to battle with. There's a couple early on that are long gone now. that didn't see it the way we see it, but everybody that's been in this company and everybody coming into this company sees our culture. And you want to really see our culture, show up at the convention.
Right.
That's where you really see the culture. So
Okay, so I have another one. So, what is one thing that helped you succeed early on that anyone in this call can do?
You understand?
well, I think for me, the so there's a couple components to that because everybody is at a different stage of their life. We've been doing this industry for over 30 years, so we had a little bit of credibility still left, believe it or not. In the business world, I have a lot of credibility. In network marketing, because we've been out of it for a while, it was kind of, that credibility helped. But I will tell you what made it for us right away was simply our excitement, our enthusiasm, and telling people that not only are we building a legacy company, but we're building this in a way that has never been seen in the network division,
Right.
with no breakage and no all the seven deadly sins. We're just not doing that. The products speak for themselves. I mean, that's so simple. And then once I started to sample, people started to really say, wow. Sylvia had a girl it was Saturday actually, that went to our church that moved to North Carolina a while ago. And she's blown away by these products. And then we announced the Y-Ship program. And now it's made her even go more into Y-Ship because now she's realizes she's getting $60 or $90 back per month to spend on other products down the line. So, things like that just excite people. But that's how we came out of the chutes, knowing that our integrity, our background, if you don't like our stuff, that's okay. You can shop at Costco still. We're not gonna be mad. But it's not the same. We just try to tell people it's not the same. So
Yeah, and I love how you said that too. But Gregg's personality is a little different than mine. I've definitely gotten a lot more bold going into this. I'm with the business, sometimes I could be a little bit more shy. And I realized, and let me back up, Gregg's been in sales his whole life. So no doesn't bother him. And that's one of the things that I was finally got a grasp on. And also, you know what? I don't honestly care what they think about me because I know the supplements are incredible. I know the business plan that the guys have put together is absolutely amazing. So I have nothing to be embarrassed about. So I find myself now just being so much more bold. And that's why I encourage each and every one of you, just get bold. What do you have to lose?
Right.
Sharing about these products. And
and keep in your mind, they don't know what you know.
yeah,
Most of you guys on here have been in this company since almost inception or not too far after. And you know what's going on. You know how good the products are. Sometimes they don't know what we know. So it can be a slow process, a dripping process with some people. And then the entrepreneur person, if you luck out and get the entrepreneur guy with that entrepreneurial spirit, you got somebody to lock arms with right away. Those are the fun ones for me. I love the challenge of that. The dripping is fine, but that all comes around in time.
And I'll tell you, so Dawn, who Gregg is talking about that went to my church, had been watching me for some time posting about products or different things. So she had reached out to me. When did she sign up? 6 months ago or more? So she just started using the product. She is a customer. And guys, I want to encourage you. Customers are huge for us. They truly, truly are. And we at LifeWise treat the customers with just as much importance as the partners. And so she signed up as a customer. And so she started hearing Gregg talk about our Wise Bucks. She was the one that reached out and said, hey, I have loyalty. She belongs to different companies or restaurants that do loyalty rewards. Gregg, let's brainstorm, called him up and figured out what would be the best scenario to earn as much of the Wise Bucks as she could. So drip on social media, you guys. Truly, Tracy's been doing that great. And I think we've talked about that before, Tracy, where you want to bring oh my goodness, what's like worth to it as well, because you want to be able to educate them. And like the third or fourth time, that's when you can say, ask me how, and they can reach out to you. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right.
Hope that answered
Well,
your
I guess you answered the one question too, because like the other question was, how do you stay motivated when people say no or you're going through a tough time? But you kind of really answered that. But I mean, if you want to, you know,
It's not fun. It's not
no.
fun, honest. We all know that. We don't like no. I never liked striking out when I was
Oh,
at the plate.
it's like a shot in your heart a little bit. But then you, like you said, you gets a little. But no is not forever or something like
no
that.
is not
Yeah.
never. No is
Yeah.
not
No,
never.
it's not never.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you want to let's do another one then. Okay,
Okay.
you go ahead.
This one?
Yeah.
Me? What's a typical day like for y'all in the business?
Well, we wear, as you guys all know, a few hats here at LifeWise. And so,
Yeah.
and with that as well, that yes, we're building a position just like you guys are. So it does get sometimes a little interesting and a little busy. Case in point, Valerie, I didn't write down the questions for Gregg yet because we had a 2-hour corporate call today. And
Right. So a day in the life of us right now is it's 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And it can get frustrating at times. But I look at the big picture of what we're building, and we're changing so many lives. But I wake up generally around 7 a.m. I look at my phone and there's probably 10 or 15 or maybe 20 text messages already waiting for me, because if I go to bed at 11 or 12, it could be 8, 9, 10 o'clock on the West Coast, or it could be at wee hours of the morning in Australia, New Zealand, Sweden.
Right.
So it starts then, and then we go out and have our cup of perk,
yeah.
and we do
Yeah.
it in silence. We do it in silence. And then we start. Then I start answering the questions. I start answering the text. And then, of course, there's a lot of behind the scenes between the cruises, the conference. There's a million moving parts to make all that happen. Between ordering swag for the cruise and video and platforms for the convention, and then new swag for the convention. That's all part of now, because we're getting close to that stuff.
And he takes care of inventory. He's on the phone with Melinda
Right.
a few
And-
times a day.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I do the global inventory, so we have to make sure what's being shipped out every day globally, which is a lot. And of course, by 10, 11 o'clock, I start to receive the calls from Australia, the texts from Australia, New Zealand, that area. There's a lot. It's a lot, but we're shifting to support, which is good. So they're starting to learn that I'm not the 24-hour call center.
I was gonna say you're gonna need 2 phones.
Right.
Yeah.
We do have customer support. James is the same way.
Nice.
We get the same questions that
Customer
customer
service.
support can handle.
Mhm.
Now, when they're closed, you still send it to support, and it's nothing that's going to change our company overnight.
Email.
It's simple stuff. Support,
Okay.
support at lifewise.biz, and it gets rectified the next day. So, but we do have people that freak out, and I get it. They don't know yet. They're fairly new, and they're building big businesses, and they want that instant call to me or to James. And it's a lot, but it's starting to at least get better. Our leadership is taking those roles, which is great.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the chat bot is helping with that.
Yeah, that's doing a lot.
Awesome.
It took a lot off Tracy's plate, because that's
Yes.
Tracy Lane is answering all the questions about the product, and that chat is done amazing for him. It's helped him a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
It's big things with the AI going on.
big, really big. Yeah.
So, okay, another question. What mindset or mind shift did you make that took your business to the next level?
For me, it's just a competitive edge I have. I have that mindset that I want to continue to recruit, talk to people, and I want to find builders. Customers are awesome. We love them. We got a lot of customers. I think I was talking to Steve Serralo Saturday or Sunday, and he's like 30 wide in customers.
No, I think it's
Is
bigger
it
than
bigger
that.
than that now.
It's an 80.
I could be. He's got an enormous amount of customers, and he's trying to find those builders, and he's found a couple out of those 80. And that's awesome. And that's exactly what I do. My mindset is always, as soon as I find somebody that tells me they're interested in residual income or any type of financial income, it's I got to set a time with you, whether it's on the phone, whether it's on a Zoom, or whether it's at a coffee shop, or come to my house if you're local. I want to figure out a game plan to get you to where you want to go. Randy Kraus, I don't think he's on here tonight. He's probably working. He's one of those guys, and he lives probably 30 minutes from me. That is now we're starting to sit into a game plan to get him to gold every single week, because he knows that about $800 a week he can walk away. He's a retired Florida Highway Patrol. He's got a pension, but he realized also that that pension's not what he really wants to live life. So because he's a police officer, he gets some great pay to do details, at
Security
details and things, but he doesn't want to do that anymore.
Right.
So we're putting together a game plan for him. I'm always in touch, trying to do game plans and help people, but it's still reaching out to people that want more. There's plenty of customers out there, but you got to find that it's that entrepreneurial guy or gal you're looking for. The Julie Bennett's whose mouth never stops. You'd like to have 50 of her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And that's not in a bad way, Julie.
Yeah.
No,
Christy,
she's
I can see that
she
to
goes.
everybody on here.
It's
Christy,
hard.
Martina, Barbara, I see everybody, doing all their stuff on social media. I'm not the biggest social media guy. I'm the guy that goes to Publix. Like today, I picked up some steaks, and if I'm standing there next to somebody, that I always just say, "Hey, how's your day going?" I always start it that way. And guess what happens? They usually divulge something to me that's either I can say I got something for that, or I can help you with that, or we just say you're blessed, have a great day, and that's it. But if I don't do that everywhere I go, I don't have a shot to even know, am I standing next to the next guy that could be a black diamond, and I don't even know him.
Yeah, they say you miss every opportunity you don't take.
Right. Right, exactly.
So
That is absolutely
Yep.
right.
All
you
right.
can do that one.
Okay, so the last question. What's your favorite product and why?
Ooh, wow.
That's hard. That's hard because it's like
Right.
all the products I love.
I would say for me, Restore is a must every day, twice a day. I wake up and take it. I go to bed and take it. And then the One, same thing. The One's immediate. So when I wake up, my morning ritual is real simple. I open up the One, I take 3 clean, and I take my Restore, put it in my hand. I go like this, and it all goes down in one shot. She's one pill at a time. Takes 30 minutes.
No, 3. Just for 3.
So I get that out of the way, and then I do my strips. And then I go all day long, and I do my thing with lift and blah, blah, blah. I have my perk in the morning. And then at night, it's always 3 clean and 3 Restore and 1 balance, and I go to bed. I do not use Dream. I just don't need it. She can't go without it. During the day when I'm moving about in town, I always take 2 Clarity. Always when I'm driving. They're in my truck, and they're always in my truck for that reason. So so I don't have a favorite, but if I had to narrow it down, it would be Restore immediately, because what it's done for my aches and pains is amazing.
Yeah, and then I think for me lately, and guys, I think many of you guys can attest, how life is different, and sometimes you need something more than at other times. But like Gregg said, though, I Dream is a staple for me. I do need it every single night, and I found, as many know, and thank you so much for praying for my son. Talked to him today. He lives in Israel, so it's been very, very stressful. So I found like going to bed, like my mind would race and think, and Dream helped me just to quiet down a little bit and finally fall asleep. So that's I think probably my favorite. And then Radiance is amazing. Gosh, I can't think of anything, do you using fuel? What's that? Huh?
The Fuel is amazing. I mean, I forgot about Fuel. I mean,
I love Fuel. It's good.
It's so hard. I mean, there's so many, too many products.
They're all great.
All of them, and all of the above.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
No, but I'm glad that your son's doing great. Sorry that
Crazy.
Yeah, he's doing real good today. We talked
Today,
everything's kind of back to normal right now.
Ish, his mind wanders and stuff, but he sounded good today. So thankful for that. But we live in this crazy world and stuff. But I think you had said, Valerie, that that was the last question, but we also want to make sure, do you guys understand the wise bucks, or do you have any questions that you might ask?
Does anybody have any?
Any
Yeah.
questions?
can open.
Yeah, if anyone wants to do any questions,
Do you have any questions for the wise buck?
not me
Yeah.
specifically, no, but if anyone does, pop them in the chat there.
Julie does.
And Amanda.
Can we get a new graphic for the cruise in the back office?
For the flip chart, you mean?
The cruise.
Yeah, for the flip chart or just a cruise graphic?
The 2026 cruise. Right now it's the 2025 cruise picture.
In the oh yeah, in the flip chart and just generally in there.
I'm not worried about the flip chart. I can make that up as I go along.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, we had a 2-hour call today about. I went through the website for 4 hours yesterday, so made a lot of changes. But
the flip chart. We just say that the men's enhance is sold out and the marine one's being added to the vitamins.
Yeah,
it's just as simple as that.
We talked about that today. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, when's it coming?
I've just never seen a company that has so many benefits or tried so hard to help the downlines with their benefits, their perks, their rewards. This is amazing, and it just gets better and better.
Yeah. One of the things is Gregg is writing that down too, and I thought of this. Guys, it is so important for each and every one of you, and you're going to start hearing us talk about it because it's so true. The one is our flagship product, and one of the things that you can do when you're starting to share with people, another word that we like to talk about with the one, it's literally foundational. And if we're not at the place where our bodies are functioningly nutritionally, like we're getting just everything that we need, other stuff kind of honestly doesn't really matter. But one of the things we found too, if you're on the one and you happen to be taking any of the other products, they synergistically work, and it's almost like a yoke. You know how they say like one person can carry so much, but if you're yoked together, you can carry that much more. That's what these products do when you combine them with something else. So I really want to we're going to be talking big about that. We've said it at the beginning. We wanted how many people, 1,000,000 people on the one, and we truly want to get back to that. And it's huge. It's foundational. People need to be on the one.
It's only been what since Friday was.
I've got my speaker.
Been 3 or 4 days, and our Y ship has gone through the roof because of people that understood that now they're paying about $70 a bag when it comes down to the one.
Yeah.
So it's you. I don't know. I don't shop at CVS for vitamins or Walmart or whatever, but I know this: when she would go and try to find the good stuff,
I'd go to Whole Foods or
2 bottles of nothing is $70
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
what's in this thing. So I believe that not only everybody's pay is going to go up because now everybody below you is not spending say 35 or 45 or whatever they're spending. They're now going to be at 99. But we saw our average go up to close to 200 in 4 days because people want to get that $60 back per month, because in 6 months you got $360 to go out and spend on what you extra stuff you want. I mean, it's a lot of money, and it's costing us a lot of money, but we know in the long run to have 100,000 or 200,000 or 1,000,000 plus people on the one will be, the profit will be smaller, but like we always teach, would you rather, go out and be the guy that's got to go, do everything yourself? Would you rather have 10 people going out and they're helping you build that business? It's the same thing. We'd rather have 1,000,000 people out there getting the one at a much cheaper price. And so you buy 4 and you're still getting 1 free. That's basically what it is, and you still have a little bit of money left over in your Wise Bucks account, because obviously $30 a month, 30 Wise Bucks is 120 after 4 months. Where even if you bought the buy 4 get 1 free, it's not a better deal because you don't have any extra money sitting in your account. So all that was what was in our minds when we thought about it. And listen, it's been in the works for 6 months. This isn't something that came up in 30 days. We have thought about it multiple different ways. We've looked at so many companies. We wanted to be the best at it, and it's freaking people out globally. I can tell you the Y ships have gone up crazy. So it's a good thing for us. It's a good, and it also gives back to you guys because we now can lower the price. As the more volume we do, we get a little bit better pricing on certain things. So it works hand in hand with our company too. So it's all good that way.
Amanda, you had a question?
Yes. Let me see if I understand this about the Y ship. The Y ship, you want to put your 1 on there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's $30.
Yep.
Wise bucks. Okay. Now, when you talk about putting other things in your cart, do those also have to be on Wise ship?
If you want to get to the next level of doubling your bucks. So to get to the next level, it's got to add up to now 198. Then you get 60 back because you're on the 1. Okay, so it goes from 30 to 60. Now, the lady we were talking to Saturday, Sylvia's friend, she was actually spending over 400 a month on our products because she just loves our products. She wasn't getting no return on that. Now she's going to get back 240 wise bucks. 30 times 4. No, that's not right. Yeah.
That's 30 times.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind here. 120.
120.
120, yeah. She's going to get, because she has the 1 as her staple product. So instead of getting 15 back, she gets 30. It doubles. So anything in your cart with the 1, when it goes to those, every increment of 99 bucks, 99, 30. If you add, let's just use a scenario, you have the Extreme card at 35 and you have Dream at 65. That's going to put you to the next level. So now you're going to get 60 wise bucks. You see what I'm saying? And if you get to 297, now you're going to get 90 wise bucks because you went up in increments of $99. And that's simply how it works. If you do not have the 1 in your account and you hit 99, you get 15, not 30. That's all. And when you get to 198, you get 30, not 60. Same thing, 297, you get 45, not 90. Big difference. And the reason we did that is because we want the 1 to be the flagship product for everybody. That's the foundation of our company. So that's simply how it works for that.
You got it, Amanda?
Is that clear? If it's not, we can
Yeah.
talk about it some more. Yeah.
And all that stuff needs to be on your Wise ship at
Yep.
the same time so that it works that way.
Right. So
I think some people don't understand that.
yeah,
So
you can't order it monthly. You'll get no bucks. You get nothing. If you're on Wise ship, you get it. And let's just say, for instance, this month you're on the 1 and you're on 2 other products, and then you get your Wise bucks. Then the next month you go, you know what? I don't want Dream anymore. I just want my 1 and I want Clarity. You can go in and delete that and you still get your Wise bucks, but you've dropped from the 198 plateau into the middle of the $100, $150, whatever it is. So you still get your 30, okay? Because you didn't reach your 198 plateau. I had somebody the other day say, well, I only order a $35 product every month. So I got to order a 65 to get 15 back. And I said, yeah, well, think about it this way. If you add 65 on there and you get 15 back, how much did that Extreme card cost you now? 20 bucks. It's a no-brainer. I said, if you go on the 1 and add the Extreme card, it's almost free. You're paying $5 for the Extreme, $35 card because you're getting 30 back. So it's just common sense math that tells you if I spend a little more, I'm getting more. But if I can get to 99 somehow minimum, the worst I'm going to get is 15 wise bucks, but I could get 30 if I make sure I'm on the 1.
So
Can I just, as long as it's in one Wise ship cart, that's the easiest way to remember it. And don't forget that if you're on it for 12 months before your birthday month, then you get to get the free $99 product for your birthday month.
Well, you get a free
free
strip. So whatever strip you want.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's $99.
Yeah, you're right. So yes, you look at that.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, guys, this is huge. If you come off of, let's say you've accumulated some of the Wise bucks in your account, you come off of Wise ship, you do lose those. It's the only way.
Use them or you lose them.
You use them or you lose them. It's the only way that the computers, Direct Scale, our website company, could do it.
Yeah.
they flush. So
Well,
you can't call
It's
complaining.
not even that. We control that, but it's for a reason. It's called loyalty.
Loyalty program,
That's
yeah.
what it's called. The
Can
loyalty.
I ask another question? Is there a way, because I was trying to look on Caitlin's auto ship. I know when we set it up, but it doesn't show on the print invoice, it doesn't show on the report, and it doesn't show on the order that it's auto ship. If you go into manage auto ship, it shows it there. But as a partner, if you're looking at your downline and they ask that question, they'd have to go into their and it doesn't say when it started, the manage auto ship or
Well,
Y ship.
there's a date when that order went out. That's when it started. You can see your orders, and when you click it, there's your date right there, so you know it went out that date.
No, I know, but I'll give you a for instance. Caitlin's, we started the day before her birthday when you first announced the birthday thing.
Mhm.
But if you go back and look at Y ship, it doesn't tell you when the Y ship initiated. So if we're trying to track back if they had signed up before their Y ship before their birthday, if we're looking at that for
Yeah,
12 months.
you have to call support. They can go.
Okay.
They can
I
go
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, they can
Yeah,
go into our corporate
okay.
back office. But yeah, it does not show you. There's no form or any which way to tell you it's Y ship. It's just we can go into the system and see who's on Y ship. So yeah.
Right. And they can do it by looking at their
Yeah.
manage Y ship, but we can't really.
Can do it. Yeah, we can do it. I mean,
I try not to have to call customer service.
yeah, no, I mean that's fine. And listen, if you didn't go on Y ship that month, but you still ordered, we're gonna honor it. I mean, if you went off because your credit card something happened, you know what I'm saying? Meaning for your birthday, the points we can't control, those flush. Once they're gone, they're gone. But I'm saying your birthday scenario, we've had people call in and say, "Oh my gosh, my order didn't go out because I didn't know my credit card
Yeah.
expired." Blah blah blah. It happens to everybody.
There's some grace.
Yeah, there's some grace there. Yeah.
So I guess Valerie, it said 7:30. She wanted to try to do a giveaway before the next.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a giveaway. So get ready to get in the team chat. And the first person to drop Go Team wins. So go. Drop
go.
Go Team in the chat.
Yeah.
So let's see who it is. Who it is. Christy. I see Christy. Christy just won. All right, you won. All right, but keep doing it because I'm going to do a second giveaway, and the first 10 that do this, when I watch the recording, will get entered to win. So the first 10 who did it will get entered to win. I'm going to do a Facebook Live tomorrow and announce the winner or whenever after I watch the recording.
Right.
Does anybody else have anything, questions, concerns? Don't ask me about future products.
Drop
Hey, I tell you what, I'm building my body back better.
There you go. Oh,
That's good.
that's funny, John.
Okay, I've got
I
one.
like that.
I've got a question.
I mean, who was it?
Okay, if
Amanda.
let's just say you're on Y ship with the One and Dream and Clarity,
Yeah.
and then you've done
Krista
that a
says
couple of
Amanda was
months
before.
or 2 or 3 months, and you think I want to change my Y ship.
Mhm.
So you can go in sometime during that month, I guess, and change that to other products added to the One.
Correct.
That's not a problem.
Nope, not at all. You just edit and put whatever you want back in. We used to change ours all the time in Viseo back in the day.
Okay.
Yep, that's easy. Just go into your Y ship and hit the edit button. And if you want to take out Dream and put in Lift, it's easy. Yep.
Okay.
Just as long as you don't change your date, because you don't ever want to get caught where you change your date, you go inactive for 3 or 4 days because you changed your date.
I have a question.
Yep.
Okay, so like if you have a Y ship that has the One on it,
Mhm.
and and then you have maybe Restore with it,
Mhm.
and then you decide that, oh, man, I have 10 bags of the One, and I don't need all that. I don't need the One this month.
Mhm.
And so you take off the One for that month and you keep one Restore on there or something because you have a lot of Restore too.
Yeah.
Does your point suddenly go to, does your points get affected by that
No,
of what you've earned so far?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your points don't flush because you're still on Y ship, but you do not get any more points for being on a $69 product.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a
But
good
what you
question.
have earned stays there. It doesn't alter because the one isn't on there.
absolutely.
Okay.
That's a great question, Heidi.
Yeah.
I think of everything. Hey, you know.
The only way you're going to lose your points is if you drop off auto ship. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go inactive for 6 months and you got 600 points sitting there, I mean
Dollars.
my mind just got. If
Wise bucks.
you went to a $35 product, say the Extreme card for 6 months, and you're still active, and that 600 was sitting there prior to that, it's still there. It doesn't go anywhere. You
Okay.
just can't earn more. That's all.
And then, so remember, Heidi, though, which I thought, I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question, but when you did, let's say, drop off the one and stayed with Restore, you don't get for the next, you don't get double points.
There's no points. Nothing left. It's
Right. I understand. Yeah.
she gets that.
But
She
I
just-
mean, I would keep a product, like if I had an overflow of like 10 Restore and 5 of the
just
one,
change
and
up
I
your
don't need
product.
that much,
Yeah.
I might for a month or two just go on the $35 product just to kind of use that up, and then, you know,
Yeah.
so it's just good to know that there's options.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. I think Jeanette had a. Hey,
Yeah, I have a
Julie has a question.
Yep. Go ahead, Jeanette.
So if you are on, of course, Y ship and the one's part of your stuff, it's already run and all of your stuff is good, but yet you remember like 2 weeks later, crap, I need such and such. And you put another order in. Since it's not technically your Y ship, it doesn't count, correct?
Correct. You got to add it to your Y ship.
So what you would end up doing is if you would set a new Y ship for 2 weeks earlier, basically, instead of just putting a regular order in, could you do a Y ship?
You can't do two Y ships in one account. I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
You got a husband and wife, and you got two accounts, which
But you can't merge those.
you can't merge them.
That's okay. We don't have to.
Right. But if you had like if Silvia had an account and I had an account in the tree, and I wanted to get that product, I could set that Y ship up on her account, and she would gather some points. You see what I'm saying?
The reason I'm asking is because like there have been occasions where someone's like, I don't understand what's going on. I've changed my order from one Y ship and I've added stuff to it. Next thing you know, they've got two Y ships going on, and it's like, uh-oh.
They set them up on two different dates. That's the problem.
Exactly. So like I'm saying, if for some reason someone intentionally meant to do that, you've got one that came out on the 1st and another one that came out on the 15th.
Right. The computer will recognize that and will only pay on one of them.
Okay. Perfect.
In one single account, yes. But
Thank you.
I am so glad this came up because I just asked Angela at customer support today.
Yeah.
If one person could have two different Y ships, and she said yes. So you might want to clear that with her.
Two different accounts, not the same account.
So in other words, I could have a Y ship and Alan can have a Y ship, but we can't have Alan have two Y ships.
Right. Me and
That he gets credit for. Yeah.
Me and Sylvia have one account. We have one position. If I order Y ship on the 1st and she orders Y ship on the 15th, it's going to pick up my Y ship, not hers. The product will come, but she's not getting points. We're not getting points on two Y ships.
That's because you have one position.
Right. Now, if you have, like you said, Alan has a position, you have a position, Julie has a position, Rich has a position. They can set up a Y ship on each of those and both will accumulate points because they're separate positions.
Right.
But remember, you can't say, oh, like I've got, let's just say 100 points. Alan's got 100 points. I want to use his points for this. No, you can't
combine.
Right, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that came up because I was just about to set him up on a second Y ship. So
do them at the same time so you get all your points.
Right.
So can I just do a quick shout out in case anybody knows anyone in Los Angeles? We're having a West Covina event, And then if anybody knows anybody in Texas, we're going to be doing it after the cruise. We're going to be doing 3 events in Texas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, potlucks, the whole 9 yards. Guys, start asking them now, because you know what? It matters. Then you can just remind them again. Put it on your calendar and then go back and remind them again and again. But they might become partners before then, so they can bring their partners and customers and friends. So I gave out a strip again at the bank, and she was like, I need to call you tomorrow. And I'm like, yes, you do.
Right.
So she's like, I need to sign up.
All right. So anybody else got anything quick? 'Cause I know we got about 19 minutes to get on the locker room. So
Yep.
Well, we're
That was it.
potlucks. Van is coming up to Kannapolis, North Carolina on July 19th.
okay.
That's our anniversary. We're having a potluck at my house.
Awesome.
Can you post that in the general chat and also in the Hope Brokers
Yeah.
and even like the partner one?
He's getting a
Everywhere.
makeup
Doing
Flyer?
the
Yeah.
flyer. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good.
Because I'll invite people that are out there.
And then real quick, I saw Christy was saying that Amanda was first. I saw Christy, but I'll give a prize for both of y'all.
That's awesome.
Aw,
Yeah, and then for the first 10, I'm gonna do a drawing. I'll do live tomorrow, so there'll be 3 prizes.
So, Greg and Silvia, I want to say thank you so much for taking your time and doing this for us and getting here and talking to the team. Really appreciate it. So,
And,
Yeah.
also, just so you know, now the tickets for the convention pay out 7 levels. No more free
Okay.
products, so you guys know. So
Yeah.
So at least you get something if somebody buys a ticket.
Right.
Before you got a $65 or a $99 freebie. So, but
oh, we're going to be there definitely. So,
yeah, so I'm just
Yeah,
letting
we're
know,
gonna-
let your team know that you do get paid out now, commissions on the tickets.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys all have our number. If you have any questions, just text us, shout at us. No, don't shout at us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Give us a shout, and we're here for you. Truly, we're so incredibly thankful for each and every one of you. You see the mission that we have, and Lord's laid on my heart that that's what it is. It's a mission, you guys, and it's to get all of our friends and so much of our community. We want our community to be healthy in mind and body and in spirit, and we truly believe that's why LifeWise was created. So it's up to you guys. We've done the products, we've set up the comp plan, we've given you guys websites. Now it's your job to
I'm
share.
gonna run. I got a call that I got to make before Rob's call. So
Okay.
seeing everybody.
But
Bye.
but yeah, guys, so that's why those 4 nights out of the week are so important, to stay plugged in and just start listening to everything over and over that's going on. But yeah, it's now up to you guys to go out and herald the message. So, and we're so thankful that you have been doing that, because it's a pretty cool message. And Greg and I have just been so blessed to meet you guys. We're doing something a little different here, and we're just thrilled with the culture that we have, and our culture keepers, which are all of you as well, of knowing what is so important to for the heart of this company, and just to love one another. And here's the thing too that I love with the way the guys have created this comp plan. So yeah, you're getting blessed and rewarded financially for the efforts that you have done. So that's like your personal team. But it's also a group effort, because the more people that you get involved, you have the pools. So you're also benefiting from people through the pools that you never would have before. So we have both sides of it. You're getting paid from the company as a whole, everybody that's doing something, get yourself into the pools, and then your own efforts. So it's really cool. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we'll all get on Rob's call tonight, and that's it. Again, you have our numbers, so give us a holler.
I can't wait to actually see you guys again in Orlando and give you guys a big hug.
Big hugs, all the hugs for everybody.
I
Absolutely.
might be thinner then, or a little bit more harder, so it'll be nice.
We're all working on that, you guys. So even do it for yourselves, just get healthy mind, body, and spirit. So
Let's build our body back better.
that's Dang right there, John. I did hot Pilates today. Oh my.
Nice.
Quick announcement.
That's hard. I've
Who's
done that. Oh, that's hard.
We were talking about Y-ship, and Heidi brought up a good point, and I wanted to confirm it, so I sent a text, and that's why I had to run out of the room to make sure the system recognizes it. If you order on the 1st and the 15th, it's 2 transactions, it will pay you on both if it's 99
Oh,
bucks. So you don't have to go to a second one. So it's based on transactions. So me and Silvia only have one account, but let's say I want my stuff to go out on the 1st, her stuff to go out on the 15th, or whatever the date is. The system will recognize that as each 2 separate transactions, and it'll pay Y-ship on both if they're at least 99 bucks.
It just won't
And-
double it if the one's not in there.
Correct.
but is that, what if Alan has one on the 1st and Alan has one on the 15th?
2 transactions, you're fine.
That's what he's saying. It'll pay on both.
Pay on
It just
both.
won't double
Okay.
it if it
2
doesn't have the one in there.
transactions, That's fine.
Oh,
So
good.
differentiation is if it's set as Y ship versus a regular order in addition to the Y
That'll
ship.
be set as Y-ship, correct.
On individual items. Yeah.
Yeah, because when
Oh,
I
good.
took that call on it, I was confirming because he was playing with that all day. People have multiple Y-ships.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Some
they're-
unintentionally.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
So
the reason is because of how, like, because we have other incomes besides Lifeways, maybe,
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
And so we might want, like, I order at least 3 times a month because we get paid at, you know, like 3 or 4 times a month besides our pay with Lifewise. So,
right. Some people get paid on the 15th and the 30th of every month, or the 1st and 15th.
right.
They could set up a Y-ship on the 1st and a Y-ship on the 15th, and that's fine because it's 2
Okay.
transactions. They're separate transactions, so the
Oh,
it will recognize that for Y-ship.
okay.
That's good to understand. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah. Sorry about that confusion.
Yeah.
So
Glad to have the clarity.
yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So we're gonna
Right.
somehow write that out. But yep. All right.
All right.
Add it to the list, Sylvia. We'll add it to the list of all that great stuff you put out earlier that
gosh.
clarified it. It was great.
Oh my word, that took me forever. And then Greg was on the phone with Australia, and I had one question, and I was terrified I was going to lose this whole long thing. And I'm like, I kept touching it because I couldn't talk to him, and I'm like, I just need to confirm. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then that's when my eyes were buggy, and I accidentally put 60 instead of 45, and I had to go back afterwards and edit it. He saw it, and I'm like,
We're human. It's okay.
all
Thank
good.
heavens.
Yes. All right. So we'll see you in a few minutes on.
Yes, you will. We're going to go
Yeah.
take our clarity strips.
Awesome,
All right.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank
You have a
Yeah.
great one. Thanks.
Bye.
And,
Bye.
Valerie, give me a
Bye,
little
thank
bit and I'll
you.
convert this.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.